Look, I've been a top 1% freelancer in the AI space on Upwork. I've built my own AI development studio and I'm an AI educator. And I've touched over 300 different projects and genuinely been in the trenches delivering those projects for the past 5 years. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you're a business owner or an employee in a business and you're not deadly serious about adopting AI and flipping everything that you've learned on its head in the next 5 years, then I genuinely think that you're going to get outcompeted in the market. This is not a scare campaign. It's a genuine wake-up call for what AI is going to do to businesses in the next 5 years. And I'm telling you this because I've literally been building it for businesses for the past few years, including my own. And I'm telling you that if you fail to adopt these or understand and put the steps in place to do it, your competition is going to be able to run 10 times more efficiently and their output is going to be 10 times quicker and 10 times better than yours. So by nature, you're going to find yourself in some serious trouble. This awakening has happened to me over the past 2 years, I would say, as I've built more and more solutions for businesses in every department. So I'm talking sales, financing and accounting, payroll, marketing. There's so many automations out there that are genuinely what took humans weeks and months to do. It's doing them at better quality, it's doing them in minutes, and it's doing them for literally hundreds of percents cheaper than what it takes employees to do. Now, I understand why this is confronting to society because it's flipping what people have studied for years and what people have worked really, really hard to do. And it's basically coming back and saying, look, we have an AI model that can run in seconds, it costs peanuts, and it's doing what you can do to a better standard. And that's confronting, and I understand the pushback and the unwillingness for businesses to accept this and adopt it. But unfortunately, it's just a harsh reality of what's happening. I've made tools that qualify leads on autopilot, that build scope documents and proposals on autopilot, that do things like automatically build tasks in CRMs based on meetings and communications, and all these things that typically took humans hours. There was mistakes, it was frustrating, and it was expensive, and it's doing them on autopilot 24/7 and to a quality that's trained on the founder's brain and not the interns. Now, this is a paradigm shift. And in 2025, it's finally starting to get some of the recognition it deserves because top founders and entrepreneurs in the world are waking up and they're telling everybody this. The technology to make all of these things happen is already here, but the actual adoption and understanding of these tools and how to implement them properly is what's lagging behind. A lot of the AI use cases that are out there honestly are pretty crappy right now. And I think there's been some stats that have come out that have said a good 85 to 90% of the investment of businesses in AI is actually not getting the ROI. And the reason for that is because a lot of people don't actually understand how to build a proper AI system. And they're all focused on agents and cool things that they're seeing on LinkedIn and X about generating social media posts on autopilot and cool little things that sound great, but are actually not that practical and easy to use for businesses in 2025. And why is that? Well, I'm going to come back to the founder versus intern brain that I was talking about before. The thing that everyone's missing is that to build these accurate AI agents and AI systems, they need to be trained on business context. Because what happens is if you want an AI agent to build social media posts or automatically communicate with clients or generate scope and proposal documents, it needs to understand everything about your business. It needs to understand your clients, your work history, possibly your inventory, your communications between team members. It needs all of your data, which as a human, we're subconsciously trained on, but these AI models aren't aware of. So to build proper AI systems that can actually assist and do 80% of the heavy lifting in each of your departments, it needs access to context. And in 2025, that means technology. So we're talking one easy, unified CRM system that has all of your data, all of your documents, all your invoices, all of your expenses, all your transactions, all your client details, all of your project details, all of your communication data, everything, that's all synced into what we call an AI brain or an AI knowledge base. And then that's then used to feed the context or the brains of the AI agents in each separate department to then go ahead and actually accurately execute and deliver value to a business, whether that's analyzing sales calls, whether that's qualifying leads, whether that's generating advertising content, whatever the case is. Without that underlying layer and the technical infrastructure or the foundation, you're going to have real trouble building agents that are actually effective in your business. And that's where the market's getting it wrong right now, because business owners and people making these decisions aren't being educated on the actual correct way to do this, and they're not building a quality foundation for their project to then go and build on top of. This giant AI brain, we can think of it as the company's AI brain. It learns, it teaches itself with every proposal that gets sent out, with every positive lead that's returned. It learns how to tailor your content to better appeal to your target market, improve your marketing content to generate more leads. It trains your sales agents to say the right things and handle rejections in a certain way to make them more efficient at selling, which then leads to a better bottom line for you. It learns what you've done in your proposals and what things you may have overquoted or underquoted in the past, and adjusts those proposals so they're more accurate and your business makes more of a profit. There's so many use cases for this. It's in every single department or every single section of your business, from client acquisition, we call this the business lifecycle, from client acquisition all the way through to product or service delivery. There's so many different parts of this, and the underlying infrastructure to build this successfully is the AI brain, which is what I'm going to talk about in more detail now. So what the hell is an AI brain and how does this work? Now, I'm going to talk about this at a very high level, but basically right now in 2025, this looks like a combination of two technologies. We have what are called vector databases, and then we have what's called knowledge graphs. Now, long story short, the way these work is it's a really smart system for indexing data and indexing the relationships between data so we can search and query them really, really quickly, and these AI models can actually understand them. Now, the first one's vector databases, and what that basically does is it takes all of your data, it converts it into really long vectors, which is just an array of numbers, and it means that we can basically locate your data really, really quickly. So the way it used to work is you had giant tables. You can think of it as just Excel sheets that had thousands of rows, and you had those for invoices, users, expenses, bills, transactions, whatever, proposals, the list goes on. And so searching that data was really intensive, it was slow, and the AI models, they can't really do that easily at this point in time. So this vectorization approach means that your data becomes a hell of a lot more accessible, and these AI models can read it. But the other part of that technology is what we call knowledge graphs. And what these do is they store the relationship between things in your database. So if you have a client, that client is linked to a number of projects, possibly. They're linked to a number of meetings. They're linked to communication data. They might be linked to some proposal documents. They might be linked to some ad copies and whatever lead channel they came through. And so it stores all of these relationships so that when you interact, or when these AI models interact with it, it understands the relationship between everything in your business. It understands that there's certain team members that are assigned to certain projects. There's certain communications that are assigned to a certain ticket, or certain comments assigned to a certain ticket in your CRM. All these relationships are stored with this technology. The combination of these two builds a really effective AI brain, that's what we call it, underneath your business, that actually understands everything that's happening. And to be honest, it's bigger than any human brain ever will be. Now, this technology is crazy, but almost nobody's using it. And the reason for that is because there's a number of challenges that you need to overcome to adopt this. And I'm going to talk about them quickly now. Challenge number one is ease of data access. Now, depending on what kind of business you are, your data might still be written on paper, it might be stuck in Google Drives or maybe local computer folders, or it might be stretched out across 10 to 20 different tools. You've got CRM tools, document signing tools, project management tools, whatever the case is, that data could be everywhere. And so to be able to aggregate that into a system where we can then build an AI brain is difficult. And there's a number of different steps that you may need to take to be able to adopt an approach like this. The next step after you've got that sorted is you need to understand how to sync that into this AI brain and how to actually get that set up. And there's some technical knowledge required for that. And then the third step of that is to analyze your business or your business lifecycle, every step from client acquisition or all the way through to project or service delivery. And you really need to first have an understanding of that, and then be able to have the experience and the knowledge of these AI agents to inspect every process in your business and identify areas of opportunity where we can then inject some sort of AI agent to essentially help your business out by reducing manual hours or wasted time, and improving the output, and in turn saving you money in each of those steps. So that's a 3-step approach to adopting this. And there's very few people with this skill set and also the understanding to actually do this right now. But I can almost guarantee that every successful business in 5 years will have recognized this and have adopted this methodology or this process into the way they're with business. business works. Just some of the effects that this is going to have on businesses. I'm going to look at each department step by step. So when we talk about sales, we talk about AI automations that can scan all of your meetings, automatically create action items, build summaries, qualify leads based on your ideal buyer personas, have access to 50 plus data points to be able to qualify these leads, then go ahead and build scope documents, proposals, documentation, whatever the case is, automatically trigger events, all sorts of things. So there's a lot of hours that can be saved there, and it can also increase the efficiency of whatever human staff that you have in your sales department by 10 times at the minimum. Next, we've got accounting. So opportunities with accounting include automatic payroll calculations, automatic, tracking all of your finances, automatically building taxation documents, automatically identifying possible leakages or areas of financial opportunity. A lot of accounting, which is really just maths in a lot of scenarios, can also do things like scan government schemas and possibly identify tax benefits or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of opportunity for AI agents in the accounting space. Next up, we've got marketing. A lot of opportunity here. You can automatically build content, video content, image content that looks 100% realistic. We can automatically schedule those through various advertising platforms or through social media and natural posting. We can analyze the analytics from all of those marketing strategies, and then have AI automatically focus on winning strategies. We can train it on viral techniques. So heaps of opportunity in the marketing space, and that's one space that's already seeing a lot of shaking up, and businesses are already taking advantage of AI to some degree in that space, but there's a lot further to go. The final one I'll touch on is support. So support, which is a massive pain point for a lot of businesses because it's not directly connected to revenue, but having 5-star reviews and a good support system is really important. We can have a support system and a brain that genuinely grows every time it solves a new problem. So it's getting trained on data. It's already trained on all of your business data. If you're a tech company, you could even train it on your actual tech stack. Whatever business you run, that's constantly getting better. It's automatically answering requests for clients. It could even do things like automatically execute certain refund requests and whatever the case is for these customers. And it can learn and again track data really, really efficiently and make changes to ensure that the support for your product or service only gets better, and there's heaps of opportunity here. And honestly, this is just the beginning. We're talking about support that never sleeps, operations that optimize themselves, and strategic AI analysts making decisions based on patterns and trends that humans can't even see. And this is the competition reality. I genuinely believe, having been knee deep in all of these technologies, that we're going to see 80% of business operations possibly get managed by AI in the future. It's going to make the top 10 to 20% of people in these departments 10 to 50 times more efficient, which is going to mean that people that are just doing the average are going to be in real trouble. As you can imagine, if businesses are migrating 80% of their processes onto these AI agents and AI systems, they're going to significantly cut their costs and increase their quality and their production massively. And so if you're still running outdated and slow processes, you're going to get violently cut out the market from a pricing standpoint. We're already seeing companies with billion-dollar valuations that have headcounts of just 10, 20, 40 people. This is happening in every industry. The businesses and the employees that get it are not just getting 10% better, they're getting 10 to 20% times better and faster at what they're doing. And here's the brutal truth. I think in 18 months from now, these AI conversations are not just going to be table stakes. It's going to be like having a website in 2010. You either have one or you don't exist. Like every major change that has happened to business processes over the last 100 years, businesses that continue to resist and fight this change probably won't be here in 18 months. But the ones that do and understand that the combination of humans and AI is the no-brainer way forward that society is moving are going to have a real first mover advantage over people that are still hesitant and on the fence. So in my opinion, you've got two choices. You've got one, which is to keep holding off and think that possibly this is just an overhyped change in society and that AI is actually never going to get smart enough to do what humans are currently doing. Or number two, and honestly, if you're on LinkedIn or X or you're active in this AI community and you're seeing some of the stuff that's coming out right now, you probably know that it's already overtaken what a lot of humans are capable of. And look, the reason for this video was to give you my honest opinion as someone that's building these solutions for people right now, is that if you're a business owner and you honestly just don't want to know about this tech stuff, or you've heard a little bit about it but you might think it's fluff, I'm going to be honest and tell you right now that you need to start looking into this, because it's like the Industrial Revolution and every other revolution that's happened before us. If you don't jump in and tackle this head on, it's going to catch up with you in the long run. And to any builders out there, that's why I think that focusing on building internal systems or internal AI systems for businesses is going to be the most lucrative and the most no-brainer industry to be in as a developer or an AI developer over the next 5 years. Because in my opinion, every successful business will need to run off a system that looks like this. And what a lot of businesses are doing is they're stuck on these systems that have 10 to 20 SaaS tools, and they're trying to gel all these processes together with data that's in all these different places. So a no-brainer solution for this is a custom CRM system that's built from the ground up. All the data's in one place. It's all synced with an AI brain or an AI knowledge base. And you strip away all the per user per month subscriptions, and you're not locked into these tools. And that means that you can catch up with AI and move with it, rather than being locked into 10 different tools that are all systematically bringing out updates, but they're slowing you down. They've got your claws in all your business processes, and they restrict the way that you can move and the way that you can adapt to these upgrades in AI. Now, I've been in business long enough to see enough of the next big things and recognize what is and isn't that. This change is like Blockbuster versus Netflix. The businesses that survived won't be the ones that were the best at the old game. They'll be the ones that recognize that the game has changed and get their heels in early to learn how to play this new one. It's not all doom and gloom, but I hope this is a wake-up call to let you know that you need to start putting the wheels in motion to learn about this stuff and stop pushing it to the back of your mind, because it might contain some uncomfortable truths that you as a business or an employee don't want to come to terms with.